World of Warcraft is one of the most popular games ever made, but it has a dark secret. A secret so dark that pro player Asmongold was scared stiffless. Look at his reaction on screen now. He is truly terrified.
There are so few videos where I actually don't know what to say. I'm in shock.
I also dive deep into this dark secret that World of Warcraft has to offer. And the truth is absolutely terrifying. More scary than Asmongold doing this face right here. Truly terrifying stuff. Please enjoy. I want to watch this because one of you suggested it. World of Warcraft's darkest secret. I like how this is the condemned criminal origins intro that I did a video on like 3 years ago.
Whatever the hell you do not look in the comment section below. Though I don't usually get many, if any, comments on my productions, the ones that are there will no doubt spoil what is to come.
I have never started a YouTube video with the guy that made the video saying don't read the comments.
No matter how much I try to look it up, there's never any results. No DuckDuck searches, no YouTube videos, nothing. This is the vanilla WoW world map. As you can see, there's only 2 continents, Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Let me ask you a question. Out of all the zones in these 2 continents, which one is the most forgettable?
The left one.
I imagine that the vast majority of people probably answered with Desolus, Silithus, Alterac Mountains, Deadwind Pass, you know, the usual suspect.
Isn't it like the left island is the Alliance and the right island is the Horde, I think, right?
But there's one zone in vanilla WoW that literally everyone knows about, but is almost universally forgotten. And that zone is Stone Talon Mountains. But I'm not here to talk about the zone or even its quests, but something much, much weirder. We all know that WoW has a day-night cycle that is in sync with the server's time zone. If it's daytime in real life, then it will be daytime in game too.
Why when I see this screenshot, I just instantly think of Fallout New Vegas? It just looks like Fallout New Vegas to me.
If it's nighttime in real life, then it will be nighttime in game too. During the day, Stone Talon Mountains just looks and feels like a pretty typical looking place. A bit of trees.
He was so jacked. I'm actually so jealous how jacked that orc was.
But at night, this zone, and the way it feels to be in it, almost completely changes.
It becomes spooky!
From the hours of midnight to 5 AM, music no longer plays in the zone. Instead, all you can hear is this strange wind ambience. What's weirder is that at night, the entire zone has this creepy red tint to it for seemingly no reason.
Can someone tell the guy that made this video the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind exists?
And there's a ton of fog that limits how far you can see. Now obviously when I first discovered this, I was confused just as much as you probably are. Why is it like this? No other zone has effects like these at night. It just seems weird.
Imagine the entire video leading up to like one of those ghosts spawning, you know, like Red Dead 2 or something. Like a ghost that spawns at 12 AM. Someone said Herobrine.
No matter how much I looked into
it's the Alliance Herobrine!
No one had an answer. But that's not even why I'm making this. Because, yeah, it's weird. But it could just be some sort of attempt at atmospheric immersion. No, I'm making this because of a strange phenomenon that kept happening to my character here. If you know me, then you'll know that I'm pretty much nocturnal. As in, seriously nocturnal. I'm always up at night and in the early hours of the morning because that's just how I like it. As a result, whenever I play WoW, it's always in the dark. That's how I noticed how weird Stone Talon Mountains was in the first place. In classic WoW, I had an orc warrior called Warzerk that I would occasionally level up to see what the Horde side of the game was like. Just a way to relax and see what I would have otherwise missed out on my Alliance main. Stone Talon Mountains was one of the zones I ended up leveling in. I remember being taken aback at what a weird, almost psychedelic dreamscape the zone felt like. It reminded me of somewhere where a nightmare would take place, but again, I didn't think anything of it.
It looks like Elden Ring. I'm convinced that Miyazaki, he stole it from World of Warcraft. It looks like, what is it again? The Crimson Rot or whatever it is in Elden Ring? It looks the same. Hang on, I'll pull up a comparison picture. You're not going to tell me that that doesn't look similar with the red sky and stuff as well. Tailored. Apart from there not being any trees, that is literally the same.
Until this happened. On the 20th of October 2020. I'm in the Windshear Crag part of the zone, and as you can see, my character is dead. You're probably thinking that a mob must have got me or something, but no. The reason I took this screenshot is because my character just died, instantly, for no reason whatsoever. I was just running around doing some quest when he just dropped dead.
He got jump scared.
At first I thought that maybe a high
He
level
got jump
rogue
scared.
had got me, then vanished or something, but I didn't see any. And according to my combat log, nothing happened. He just died. I kept this screenshot because I thought I would put it in a future production.
I am actually convinced this video is going to end with like a spooky PNG that appears on the screen before he dies.
About how badly Blizzard maintained classic WoW, with there being a ton of bots and gold sellers flying around. I figured it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for there to be bugs like this too, as, after all, this is Blizzard we're talking about.
What the fuck? Sorry, I've just checked. I've got so many bugs in my room. What the fuck? Where did they come from? I've got like 10 bugs on the ceiling. Where are they coming from? Is my door open? I think they're mosquitoes, but there's no water. They need water to breed in. I'll probably hoover them later or something. Or maybe I'll let them out if I'm being kind.
24 hours later, and I am, once again, questing in the Windshear Crag. Everything was going smoothly, until once again, bam. It happened again.
Imagine like the entire bit was he's just really bad at WoW and he's one of those people that can't admit when he lost like a PvP.
I had never experienced anything quite like this. I mean, yeah, WoW could be buggy, but it's never been this bad. I looked back at the screenshot I took the night before and noticed something really unusual. The time of death on both shots was exactly the same, 2:14 AM. That was just way too much of a coincidence to ignore. I tried to make a post on r/classicwow to ask
That's 46 minutes away from 3 AM. The 3 AM challenge.
if anyone knew what kept happening to my character, but it got removed, and then I was banned for no reason.
Unironically, average Reddit experience right there. It's like, has a question, gets banned. There's a subreddit, right, called r/videos where people post their own videos. People hate it when, like, someone self-promotes on there. I've never done it before, but people hate self-promoters. So they've got this weird system where it's like, you can promote someone else's video, and that's okay, but you can't promote your own video. And it makes sense, but then it doesn't because, like, Reddit will have, like, a golden boy that they like, and then their videos get a pass for some reason. It's so bizarre. It literally is just favoritism.
To my character, but it got removed, and then I was banned for no reason. So, yeah, pretty standard. I decided that this was way too much of a coincidence to ignore, so I conjured a plan. The next night, at 2:14 AM, I would have my recorder on, just in case my character died again.
Bro, is this a scene from like a Korean horror film? Why there's so many bugs? There are so many bugs in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why is there so many? They're like little fruit flies as well. Oh, you know what it is? I've got a potted plant in my room. Yeah, I was going to say, I've got no fucking food in here or anything. Like, how are they living in here? Actually living here rent-free. I think that there's a potted plant, like a little vine plant I've got, and I think they're living off that.
So that I would have proof of this weird bug in action. The following is what I captured.
Here it comes. The jump scare! The jump scare! Is it gonna be a jump scare? 2:14. Wait. So does WoW operate on real time? I thought it was like one of those games where it like advances like a minute is an hour. So does WoW work at real time? Because he said real time. Yeah. Here it comes.
Nothing. I waited around for a few minutes longer, but it just wasn't happening. I figured that it really must have been just a weird coincidence. Feeling disappointed, I turned off
It was
my
all in
recorder
his head.
and carried on questing.
It was all in his head.
But then, boom. It happened again. This time at 2:47 AM. 3 deaths in a row on 3 different days. But why was this one at a different time than the others? The only difference I noticed between the last shot and the first 2 is that on the last one, I was at the Charred Vale path.
Could this just not be like a dev going like ghost mode, like a mod in Minecraft, just going around invisible and then just like one-tapping him?
So, I had another idea. What if I went to the Windshear Crag at 2:14 AM and had my recorder on then instead? Maybe there it would happen again. So, once again, I set my character there and waited.
Okay, 2:14. Jump scare. He's in his tighty whities. Come on. Dance. No, you're gonna anger the spirit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my god.
Holy shit. I now had video evidence of this so-called bug in action. But honestly, At this point, I was starting to think there has to be
His dance was that good that the JFK sniper came out of hiding and finished him off.
something more to this. Out of curiosity, I wondered that if I went to the Charred Vale at 2:47 again, if it would happen there too.
I genuinely expected like a spirit to attack him, but yeah, he just dies.
2:14 a.m. in the Winshire Crag and 2:47 a.m. in the Charred Vale. I didn't know what it was, but for some reason, at those times, my character would always just drop dead. It was as if there was an invisible GM playing some sort of practical joke.
I was gonna say like a mod flying around killing him.
We're not done yet. At the very top of the zone lies the third chasm, the Stone Talon Peak. A very leafy and soothing place compared to the other two.
That does not look soothing. That looks like it's got the same kind of like color effect that the Twilight films had. That does not look soothing.
If the weird deaths occurred there too, sure enough, they did. 2:28 a.m. I tested this again the next day, and it happened yet again. 2:14 a.m. in the Winshire Crag, 2:47 a.m. in the Charred Vale, 2:28 in the Stone Talon Peak. Every night, at those times, my character would die without failure or explanation. It would never happen in the valley part of the zone, only in the chasms at those exact times. I tried to see if anyone else was in the zone at the same time as me, but literally no one ever was. Not too surprising, as this character is on Dragonfang, which is, yeah, a very dead server to say the least.
So it's almost like you go onto the most dead servers on purpose, and because there's no one there, there's just like employees that sit around going invisible trying to take the piss.
Whenever I would ask other people to come to Stone Talon Mountains so that I could watch them drop dead,
Imagine sending that message. Hey, want to come to Stone Talon Mountain so I can watch you die?
they were surprisingly uncooperative.
Fuck off. I just whispers fuck off.
2 years ago, back when Classic WoW launched, an old Blizzard developer who had long since left the company,
Yeah.
Mike Crond,
Yeah.
did a Q&A on the r/WoW
I reckon this is like a rogue employee or something, surely.
subreddit, whereby he answered people's questions about what it was like developing the vanilla game. In his opening remarks, he mentioned that he was behind zones such as Desolus, Feralas, Ashenvale, and Stone Talon Mountains.
No!
Despite the
It's all
Q&A being
connected!
2 years ago now, I noticed that Mike was very active on Reddit, albeit almost always posting about non-WoW related stuff. Now, I'm not usually one to pry, but man, if anyone knew what was going on here, it would be this guy. And I'm in way too deep to quit now. I just had to ask. So I did.
I love how YouTubers do that, right? Like they make everything sound so dire. It's like, I had to ask because I was in too deep. It's like, no, you could just like play the game normally and it's probably never going to happen again unless you go to those specific points in the game at that specific time at night. But yeah, you know, I mean, I get it. It's the content. I get it. I don't think I've ever had any anxiety in my life on DMing someone on Reddit because it's usually a mod.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a WoW player. By nature, I'm very antisocial and tend not to talk to people unless they talk to me.
Oh, he's literally me. Guys, he's literally me. Guys, I gotta admit, he is literally me. What he just said right there was like Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner looking up really sad. He's antisocial and he hates speaking to people. He just like me for real.
Yeah, I wasn't just going to talk to me by himself, so I decided to try to play it cool. Didn't want to come off as too pushy or anything like that.
Do you notice like the contradiction there where he said cool and then DMing on Reddit?
So I said, "Hey there, is it true you worked on Vanilla WoW back in the day?" Honestly, I didn't expect to get an answer, but shockingly enough, he responded almost instantly. Yup. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. The ice was broken. I just had a question about one of the zones. Nothing serious, just some trivia that I wondered if you could answer. 2 minutes later, shoot. Talkative guy. I've been on Classic WoW recently and leveling up in Stone Talon Mountains. I've noticed that for some reason, my character dies at set times in the early hours of the morning for seemingly no reason. I know it sounds bonkers, but do you have any idea why that is? It's been driving me crazy for days now. After I asked this,
Nothing.
the guy just went completely silent.
No!
I'll be honest, I was pretty pissed off. If anyone would know why, it would be this guy. And he just bailed on me for no reason. And with my limited audience, there was no way I could make a big enough deal out of it to try to get people to figure it out. So, case closed, I guess. Or so I thought.
He's getting too close to the truth. Yeah, there's going to be like a SWAT team deployed to his house tonight.
10 months later,
10 months.
I get another message from Mike.
10 months.
The message literally just said, "The SoCal lady killer." I'm like, what? No response. Guy just goes completely quiet again.
The SoCal...
The SoCal lady killer? What the heck was that? I thought that perhaps he had meant to message someone else and this was sent to me by accident. Decided to look into it and this is what came up. The SoCal lady killer is the nickname given to an unidentified serial killer who is believed to be behind the murder of 3 women in Southern California throughout the years of 1995 and 1996. Though there is no direct evidence that links the 3 murders together, the modus operandi of the killer was seemingly identical in all of the cases.
Imagine that the dev just messaged this guy at 3 in the morning, 10 months later, shit-faced drunk, and he's like, oh, watch this, I'm just gonna tell him it's some fucking woman killer. Look at this, SoCal lady killer. And then he ends up making a whole video on it. How many views is this on now? Like 3 mil views? Oh, 500,000. I mean, still though, like, the guy's making money off this story.
With the victims' bodies being mutilated in an almost identical fashion each time. The
SoCal lady killer also had a very scary human-like face with a big grimacing smile.
prostitutes were believed to be lured to a secluded area by the killer, whereby they were then murdered. Again, I had no idea what this had to do with what I asked, until I read this part. The first victim was 28-year-old Whitney Fangson. On the 2nd of August 1995.
Ah, Fangson. And what's his name again? Oh, I thought his name was Fangson. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, there's no correlation. It's over.
Whitney Fangson. On the 2nd of August 1995, her body was found on the outskirts of the Wind Shear Lumber Mill. Police reports state
real life
that she was
place in a video
officially
game.
declared dead at 2:14 a.m.
Ah.
4 months later, on the 5th of December 1995, 25-year-old Sophie Riven was found in an almost identical state at a hotel room in the nearby village of Los Chared. Police reports state that she was declared dead at 2:47 a.m.
Oh my god.
The third and final victim was 32-year-old Amy Rassan, who 2 months later on the...
You know the best thing is, I love the difference between YouTube and TikTok. On YouTube, a story like this is milked out into a 20-minute video, a near half-an-hour video. And if this was a TikTok, it'd be like, so there's this crazy thing in World of Warcraft. If you boot up the game at 2:47 a.m. in the Chard Valley, you die. That's because there was a killing in Southern California in 1994. Like for more, that'd be the entire thing. That'd be it. And then you'd scroll onto the another one where Mr. Breast gives someone money.
The 17th of February 1996 was found dead by...
Why do they do that as well? Have you noticed that? Like you guys play Warzone, right? Have you seen those commentators? There's like these commentators, right? That like update people on Warzone and they go, Warzone is fucking over! Like they scream into the mic to get your attention because they know that you're just like, 3 in the morning doom scrolling. It doesn't make any sense. This could end Warzone! And it's like they changed the ACOG sight for the M4 by like 2 millimeters. I don't get it. Get help.
By climbers at the base of Sokol Peak. Police reports state that she was declared dead at 2:28 a.m. In addition, the timing of the victims' deaths correlate exactly with the timing of my characters.
Oh my god.
Mystery had been solved.
No, it wasn't solved. Why did they put that in the game? I mean, I get it, but like, why did the dev put it in the game?
Random deaths are an Easter egg referencing the SoCal lady killer.
Does no one realize that that's kind of in bad taste? They put in an Easter egg of a killer. That's like having a Jeffrey Dahmer Easter egg or something. There's something... You know that woman got like maimed and killed? Let's put that in an Easter egg in a video game.
That's a pretty weird Easter egg, don't you think? I went to ask Mike
He just goes back to the guy on Reddit. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You need help.
What on earth made him want to add that in the game? But again, I got no response.
No reply.
But this time, it was different. You see, in the past when I was blanked, Mike was still actively using Reddit obsessively on a daily basis.
Oh my god, bro. Like, every post this guy's making is like how he got vaccinated.
Ever since that last message, he had stopped completely. Not many people know this, but the state of California actually has an online public database of all its residents that states basic information about them, such as their criminal record, driving viability, and yes, whether they are dead or alive.
No way he died.
You're never gonna believe what I found.
He fell off?
Michael John Crond, 54, death by suicide. On the
Oh my
13th of
god.
August 2021. The exact same day that he last messaged me.
Oh my god. So he died on 2021. He got divorced in 2008.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Crond, World of Warcraft developer from 2004 to 2006, was the SoCal Lady Killer. Stone Talon Mountains.
No, he was not. No, okay. We're reaching a little bit here, I think. I think it's more that if the guy was suicidal, he just goes around like tying up loose ends. I think we're reaching a bit here.
Which he designed is nothing more than a direct reference to the crimes he committed 10 years prior to joining.
I think this is a bit of a cope. Okay, I get views are good. That's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Like, you don't think that would have got past playtesting if everyone wasn't in on it? Surely.
It is an open mockery of his victims, hiding the truth in plain sight while taking great pleasure in how no one else can see it.
Okay, I'm waiting for the bit where he says, I'm joking.
Typical serial killer behavior.
I think he's doing a bit. I think he's doing a bit.
But if you aren't convinced yet, then let me show you this. Every single chasm has a rare mob that is a direct reference to one of the victims. Whitney Fangson died outside of the Windshear lumber mill.
Yeah, we know this.
Meanwhile, in the Windshear Crag, there's an NPC called Taskmaster Whipfang. Sophie Riven died in Lost Charred. Meanwhile, in the Charred Vale, there's an NPC called Sister Riven. Amy Rasan died on the base of Sokol Peak. Meanwhile, in the Stone Talon Peak, there's an NPC called Sentinel Amma Rasan. The cherry on top. In the only safe place in
I cannot believe that a YouTuber is actually committing to this theory. This is like MatPat. I almost have a feeling that he's gonna wait. This wasn't uploaded on fucking April Fool's Day, was it? 15th of August. I got a feeling this is gonna end with it being bait, honestly.
In the entire zone, the Sunrock Retreat is an NPC called Crond. Crond, the Butcher. So the question you're probably asking yourself is, why? Why would he commit suicide? Well, the answer becomes crystal clear if we go back to the SoCal Lady Killer's wiki page. It reads, after being a cold case for over 25 years, on the 2nd of August 2021, LAPD Police Chief Ed Jens announced that the SoCal Lady Killer case had been reopened. Mike Crond knew that he was about to be found out. Thus, he ended his own life as to escape justice.
I mean, it'd be kind of funny if it was true, like a serial killer just sat there on Reddit talking about how he's been vaccinated. I think it's bait. I think right now he's going to turn around and be like, it's all a joke. I was fooling you. I was pranking you. I believed all of it until this bit. This is too much of a reach, I think. But yeah, I think he's going to turn around now and say that it's all bait, I think.
Well, the worst part about all of this.
It was fake. I was fooling you.
The worst part is,
I was fooling you.
I just made all that up.
Oh.
That's right. Mike Crond is not a serial killer. In fact, Mike Crond
he fooled me. He fooled me. Oh my god, he fooled me.
Hell, his picture isn't even real. It was generated by an AI. There's no such thing.
Yeah, that wasn't very well set up, I'm not gonna lie. The thing is as well, I've never played World of Warcraft in my life, so I would be the perfect person to fall for bait like this. I believe the dying 2 a.m., 4 a.m. stuff. I believe that. I believe the SoCal stuff as well. Is the SoCal killing? Okay, I think the SoCal, I reckon that's fake as well. Ah, the SoCal Lady Killer is literally fake as well. It's not a real page. What we've got is Danasu Gray. Serial killer killed 3 elderly women. Oh, he used this. He used this as a reference template, I think. Someone that was actually named who killed 3 people in Cali. Okay, so that's where he got the basis from. I mean, that was kind of smart though for it being bait. That was kind of smart. Wait, I want to see if Asmongold fell for it. Shall we see? I want to see if he fell for it. Let's jump to the bit where he talks about him being the killer and see Asmongold's reaction.
Than a direct reference to the crimes he committed 10 years prior to joining Blizzard. It is an open mockery of his victims.
Okay.
Hiding the truth in plain sight while taking great pleasure in how no one else can see it. Typical serial killer behavior.
That's actually true.
Most intelligent Twitch streamer, bro. He just goes, yeah, so true. Even at that point, I thought it was bait. I mean, the thing is as well, isn't he known for World of Warcraft Asmongold? I've never played WoW in my fucking life. I was like watching that video trying so hard to like make jokes and shit because I didn't know what to work with because I never played the fucking game before. I only know that there's Alliance and there's Horde and that's it. But yeah, no, literally this is like a WoW pro and he's like, oh, so true. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to say it's bait so we can save face.
Meanwhile, in the Charred Vale,
He's just so taken aback that he thinks it's real. He can't even add any commentary to it.
the Butcher.
Is he gonna say anything? I need to speak less in streams, man. Goddamn.
On the 2nd of August 2021.
Bro is flabbergasted. He's blown away by this. He's like, oh my god, I played World of Warcraft all this time. I didn't know there was a killer among us. Average Twitch React stream. Bro, I'm actually jealous of people like Forzen, man. Like, you can literally just watch shit and no one even cares because you got that like DGen 4chan audience. I remember like Forzen being asked about like reacting being bad, like you're not adding anything, and he's there and he's like, I'm not reacting, I'm just I'm watching it.
Mike Croft.
Okay, his chat caught on. Chat seems to be confused.
That he was
No,
about to be
chat
found
seem to
out.
think it's fake by
Thus,
now. Say something, Asmongold. Asmongold, say
Do you want to
something.
know the worst part about all of this?
What?
The worst part is, I just made all that up. That's right. Mike Crond is not a serial killer. In fact, Mike Crond
He's so
isn't
happy.
even real.
He's so happy.
Hell,
Look at him.
his
He's like, there's no
picture
killer among
isn't
us.
even real. It was generated by an AI. There's no such.
That got him. That got him as well. I mean, to be fair, okay, I'm not going to act like I'm all cool and suave. That got me for most of it. It was like, here, when he was talking about the killings, I didn't really understand World of Warcraft locations or characters, so I was just like, yeah, whatever, sure. But then as soon as he said, like, he committed suicide and he's the killer, it's like, ah.